Hello, it's Jacob again. Today we're going to talk about TED Talks, and the TED Talk that I've decided to evaluate is one called How I Built a Toaster by Thomas Thwaites, in which he tells the story of him trying to go and reverse engineer a cheap, simple toaster, as simple as that seems like it would be, and make one from the raw materials of Earth to see if he could do it without society's help, in case we had to, And that's an interesting idea, and that leads me into the next item, how he hooks the audience, because he instantly goes in with a conundrum. Would we be able to have the things we have without the factories and everything that we have to make them all? And we don't really know how to make any of the things we use, aside from like really simple stuff, not from the beginning, not from the earth itself. Like if we were assigned with making a toaster, for example, like he's doing, from the raw materials every step of the way until we got to a toaster that worked and did what we needed it to do, it would be really difficult without instructions first and without all of the tools that we've constructed throughout the years. And I think that was an interesting hook to bring that idea up at the beginning, to kind of hook the audience, and then to just kind of have a humorous approach to the rest of the story that just keeps the audience engaged, as well as the actual addressing of how he does this throughout. Out of the TED Commandments that we were looking at, the one he does the best, I'd have to say, is telling a story, because this whole thing is structured around the story of him going out and building a toaster. I know that sounds like a really simple answer, but I think it is the best answer. He definitely directly tells a story, and it's a literal story that he went through to make this presentation. His dynamism, I want to give him a 5, but I think I'm going to go with 4, only because he's not super energetic about this. He's very relaxed and laid back about it. And I think that's the only way you really can tell a story like this. It's not revolutionary, it's not really inspiring or awe-inspiring as an idea, so I think it's better that this be just a little more laid back and relaxed and kind of something you can laugh at. But as far as engaging the audience, I would give him a 5, because he has a very engaging way of approaching it, as do all of the people that I've seen do TED Talks so far. So I think that's cool as far as the approach. His out of the techniques, though, applied from Gar. Let me re-look at their names really quick. Gar Reynolds and Nancy Duarte, out of the people that we've been listening to for instructions previously, I think one of the best things he applies is preparedness, which I'm very sloppily reflecting on right now. But his preparedness is he's very prepared with pictures. He has pictures of the toaster pieces laid out that he needs. He has the video of him going to the iron mines and getting the iron from the earth that he needs to make the toaster with. And it really helps to illustrate the story more than pretty much any other visual aid that I can think of. So that's good. What I learned about delivery from him, I think, was that you don't really have to be forcing yourself through a bunch of words really fast. You don't have to tell a story really fast. You can just kind of, he's very coasting. He coasts through his story, and he doesn't hurry at all, which I need to learn to do better. That's just me, but that is what I learned the best, I think, out of all of the things that I kind of noticed within his story. The comparison a comparison between him and Ken as far as their presenting styles. Ken sounded much more rehearsed and much more precise with what he was going to say. He knew exactly how he was going to say things, and he had rehearsed pauses and rehearsed like tones, and he never said he was just always this is this, and I really liked that. But I also like how Thwaites is very relaxed, and he's not afraid to say just like the way we would in regular conversation, which I liked. So I like both of them. And what I would tell other people about this is the visual support tells a lot of the story, rather than just trying to make a verbal story and then back it up with visuals. He actually does a lot with the visuals. His picture of the pieces of the toaster tells people that it's complicated. He never says that it's complicated. He says, I think the cheapest toaster would be the easiest to reverse engineer. And so then he brings up the picture, and there's all these pieces across, and without him saying it, you see it's going to be a lot more complex than he first realized. So I think I would tell people that the visual aspect, if you're allowed visual aid to your presentation, can be the backbone of some of the parts of the story, if not a lot of the story. So there you have it. TED Talks.